What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. So before I start today's video, I just want to welcome all the new subscribers. So the last two videos that I posted were POV videos of driving the STI. And apparently that got a lot of attention from you guys, so that's been really awesome. I want to say thank you to all the new subscribers and all the new viewers. I never thought that anyone would really watch any of these videos. I pretty much was just making them for myself and my family and stuff like that, so it's been pretty awesome seeing the numbers going up. So I think I'm going to just continue to make videos and content and stuff like that as much as I can. Anyways, I went ahead and ordered a new header for the STI. It's a Borla unequal length header. I was going back and forth between equal length and unequal length header, and listening to a lot of videos and other cars and stuff. You know, I think I just really want to stick with the unequal length. I know it's not the most efficient and not going to make the most power that I could be, but you know, I like that Subaru rumble and I think I just want to stick with it. So I went ahead and picked up this header. So we're going to open up this box, see what we got, and hopefully it's just a straightforward install. There's only about 8 bolts underneath the car holding the header and the up pipe on, so hopefully we can just take that off and slap this thing on there and go for a little drive and see what the differences are, if any, without a tune, and I'll make sure and data log and do all that stuff. See what's going on with the car and see if we need to tune it a little bit to get this thing dialed in. So let's go ahead and get this box open and get her on the car. Alright guys, so here is the box that this thing came in. I haven't even opened it yet, so go ahead and get this thing open and see what we're working with here. See if I can do this one-handed. Well, that's pretty cool. Looks like they sent a hat. We got our product registration. I believe these headers come with a 1,000,000-mile warranty as long as you don't modify them, so I think that that's going to be really awesome. So I'm going to get this thing out of the box real quick. Alright, so here we got the header outside the box. The welds and everything, they look pretty good. You got their little logo on there with the number. Got this little bit of flex pipe right here, I believe. Hopefully that will help it from cracking. Overall, everything looks pretty good to me. It's definitely going to be a big difference from stock, I think. So, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the air compressor and blow out all of these holes, because you can still see a little bit of remnants from the welding and stuff. So I want to make sure that all of that stuff is out of there first. So I'm going to do that real quick. Alright guys, so I got it all cleaned up. Not sure if you guys can see in there, but it's looking pretty clean. I did spray some brake clean in there and slosh it around a little bit and got it out with some air. So hopefully all that stuff is out of there, because we don't need any of it going up in the turbo. Alright guys, so first thing we're going to do is take this intake duct off here so we can get to the wiring for the O2 sensor. And right down here we have our plug for the O2 sensor. So we're going to unhook that first before we go down there. Alright, so we got that free. Now we can go underneath and get the O2 sensor off of the stock header. Okay, so what I like to do to get the O2 sensor off, which is easier for me, is I take a 7/8 end wrench, put it right over this plug here and slide it all the way down. Slide it all the way down here, and then you can, oops, wrong way. Alright, so slide it all the way down the cord, the wires, and then we can get right up in there. Once we get this on here, should slide right over that, and then we can alright, there we go. We got the O2 sensor out of there. Alright, so now we got the O2 sensor out of there, so All of these bolts are going to be 14 millimeters. There's 2 for the up pipe and 3 for each side of the exhaust. And it should just drop straight down. Oh, there we go. Slide this out here. This thing's heavy. So we're gonna look up here at these, all the gaskets that are on there. These gaskets look like they're still in perfect shape. So we will go ahead and reuse those. Okay, so here are the headers side by side. As you can see, the stock header is pretty much 2, and then it just goes into 1 pipe. And then same here, there's 2 that goes into 1 into this small collector right here. Over here, each exhaust is gonna have its own, tube. Come over here, same with this side, and then the 4 is gonna go into 1 collector into there. Now, if you look, so this is the new up pipe opening right here off of the header, and there's the old one. You can see the difference there, how much smaller this actually is than this one. So we should have a lot better flow. So there's kind of a side-by-side comparison. We should be able just to bolt this thing right up in there. So let's see if it will fit and get her bolted up. All right, we're back under the car. So let's see if we can get this header on there. This thing is so much lighter than the stock header. It's crazy. All right, we got her up in there. All right, we got those up in there. We're gonna just start our bolts. So I think before I bolt down or torque down the actual header, I think I need to make sure this up pipe is gonna fit. All right, so let's do this again and get the gasket in there first. There we go. Put this bolt in there. All right, we got the other side all tightened down. Get this side tight, and then we'll grab the torque wrench. All right, we got all the bolts. Tightened down. So I'm gonna grab the torque wrench and torque all these things down. We'll get the O2 sensor on there and connect the O2 sensor back up top, all that stuff, and then we can go ahead and start her up, I think, see what she sounds like. All right, guys, everything's bolted up, torqued down. I got the O2 sensor in there, got her plugged in. So I think everything is good to go on that. I'm gonna wipe the header down real quick. I was wearing gloves, so I don't think there's any fingerprints on it, but just in case, I don't want those burned in there. I am going to reset the ECU real quick before we start it, just so that it can kind of relearn the fuel trims and all that stuff. Hopefully we don't have to change the tune too much with these headers. I know a lot of people say you can just bolt your header on and you're good. If anything, I might be running a little rich and I can always lean that out. So I'm gonna wipe that down real quick, reset the ECU, and we'll get this thing started real quick and see what it sounds like. All right, guys, well, there you have it. I got underneath there, I checked for leaks. I didn't feel anything. I retorqued all the bolts down once it got warm. So now I'm gonna lower the car back down and we'll go for a little drive, see how it sounds, do a little bit of logging and see how far off our tune is and stuff like that. So I'll throw you guys on the GoPro and we'll go for a little drive. Alright guys, so we made it home. Overall, I'm pretty happy with the way the car ran. It felt a lot smoother. I feel like the tone of the exhaust changed a little bit. It sounds a little cleaner. It still has that rumble and everything, so that's pretty awesome. I did lose a couple pounds of boost by putting the header on, so we are gonna have to make some adjustments with the wastegate duty cycle and stuff like that to bring the boost back up, but the logs looked really good. The air-fuel ratios were awesome. Everything was pretty much still dead on, so that's pretty cool. I guess the only thing I'm really gonna have to adjust is the boost if I feel like turning it up. All right, so here is a couple logs pulled up on the virtual dyno. The red line is before the header and the yellow one is after. As you can see, the power is pretty much the same for both, but if you look, we're actually, right here on this yellow line, we're actually running less boost all the way through by a couple pounds, and it's still making the same power. So I think if I can get the boost turned up a little bit more, because right now it's kind of hanging out right around 21, 22 pounds. I think if I can get that turned up a little bit, then we'll definitely be making more power and everything, but I just thought it was pretty awesome that it's still making 400 horsepower on a couple less pounds of boost. So I'm gonna send the logs over to my tuner and see if there's anything he can do. I only got a couple more weeks left on my tuning credit, and then they are done tuning forever. So I'm gonna have to find a new tuner and all that stuff. So we will probably do that here sometime. I don't really know when, but it'd be awesome to get it on a dyno and get dyno tuned and all that stuff. But for now, this is gonna have to work. I did pick up a aftermarket oil cooler, so that's gonna be in the next video. We'll get that thing installed and all that, and I'll talk about the oil temperatures and oil pressure and all that stuff and why I needed to get an aftermarket one. So that's going to be it for this video. Go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and I'll talk to you guys later.